Alright, life is but a dream, or more like a frickin' nightmare in my case. Thanks for clicking. If you probably already know what this this video is about because of the title. Today was my fourth and last day at my new fucking job. I apologize in advance. I mean, obviously this isn't gonna be a Disney uplifting Pixar animated sequel to Frozen or anything like that. You know, it's gonna be a hard, true account of life in the life and times of me right now. So you could probably tell if you watched the last video I uploaded, which was something like I got a job, how first day was, that the first impression, which was only 2.5 hour shift, wasn't very good of my particular woman. Well, she's probably younger than me, so a girl that I ended up with as my trainer, I guess, person that trains me. And as I've already stated in videos prior, I'm not like your average person. I'm a lot more sensitive. I'm a lot more what I would consider just attuned to whatever. I'm more attuned to people's feelings, and I've got more feelings, or I don't know, at least from what I can tell based on how people are. And this girl is kind of just one of these coarse people. And anyway, let's just get on with it. So today I worked, the first day was Tuesday, I think. That was the 2.5 hours, and then I closed Thursday and yesterday and opened today. And pretty much every day, I can't remember how, doesn't matter, okay? It's just, we'll save time and say it doesn't matter. So like yesterday was, I mean, none of the days were what you'd call enjoyable. And there's supposed to be like a 5-day training period or whatever, and it's just like, I went in there obviously Tuesday with this upbeat attitude, you know. I was excited to have a new job because I didn't know when I'd ever get another one after my last job. I got a timer here so I don't have to keep pushing my face right up by the camera to check the running time, so that's kind of cool. So the first day I was all upbeat and stuff, and by the end of, and each day, or the more time I spent with this girl who I felt like didn't really have any patience with me, like her attitude was just kind of shitty, and her demeanor was shitty towards me, in my opinion, that I wasn't liking it very much. And when people are what I perceive to be, rude or short or just not very pleasant with me, I kind of shut down, and my responses, I mean, let's face it, I'm not very pleasant with them. I kind of mirror what they put out. Like if you put out, there's a turkey out there, I mean like a real one, not a human turkey. If you put out, positive, friendly vibes, that's what you'll get back from me, So it's kind of like that. I mean, I don't do it intentionally. It's kind of just automatic. And if someone's really not agreeing with me, or the way that I perceive they're treating me or whatever, then I'm not going to be all bubbly back. It's kind of like that, law of every action has an equal or opposite reaction thing, And you could kind of tell over the days that she was getting, it's like we were just going back and forth, like getting less and less, more and more distant from each other, and to the point where today when I came in, she barely, this is like the 4th day of 5 days of training, and she basically didn't, she showed me how to, like, get the cash register, whatever shit ready or whatever, and that's it. She didn't really, like, resume which I was glad about, because I didn't like it. It's not how I learn, by being told stuff and shown stuff. I gotta do it. And I was like, oh wow. So the first like hour or two, I was like, she wasn't training me, and I was just sitting there next to this other girl who was like a daughter of one of the managers, and who was also new. So it's like we're both learning, and that was the kind of what I like more is like sitting there with someone else who's new, who's learning, and then we can both learn together. I hate that thing of having the management person over your shoulder, like, okay, you're learning fast enough for my taste. You know, are you learning according in the speed according to the manual? I hate that shit. It makes you so much more nervous, and it probably hampers, quite honestly, my learning ability. It's just so, you know, today started out, you know, as good as can be expected at this frickin' place. I got like 10 minutes left. What was like the best day of the whole, you know, all 3 days or all 4 days so far. And I'm like, you know, they're changing the location. This particular store is located in a mall, and they're changing a location from that location to a bigger one next week. So next week is going to be like moving stuff, so it's not going to be normal shifts because they're not going to be open next week, and then they open at the other location on Friday. So I was kind of looking forward to just that, where it's low key, just moving during the week if I was going to be scheduled and stuff. And the thing I was thinking is, I really, over the course of the, you know, first, second, and third days, I'm really not liking this, and I don't see this being a job that I'm necessarily going to stay at. But I've had jobs where, you know, jobs are often, you don't really know what it's all a shock. New people, new place, new procedures. You don't know if you're going to like it, or at least I don't know if I'm going to like it instantly. So I try to give a job a week or two or something, preferably 2 weeks, before I quit, because there's a lot of jobs that I've had for a while that I started and I'm like, oh, I'm not digging this. But I just stayed there, and you just got used to it, you know. So I was planning to ride out this week, this cool week of moving stuff, and that was coming up next week, of moving stuff from one location to the other, and then I was going to see what the new location was like. I was excited to see that, and maybe I was like an idiot, like thinking, oh, like that's going to make any goddamn difference. Maybe the new location will just, you know, breathe a life into this job, like that's going to make any fucking difference. So I was basically, you know, it took everything I had every single day, from punching out and just walking away saying, mail me my check, you know, I'm done with this. And let's face it, I mean, I kind of realized that this probably isn't the job for me, because even on Fridays and Saturdays, of the 3 hours or whatever that I was there today, there's, you know, from what I'm used to and what I want in a job, in a retail job, there isn't barely any fucking customers, even Friday night or Saturday morning, and it's just compared to what I'm used to, you know, and the transactions are so difficult, and it's just like, fucking A, and I'm never going to learn them because you only have so many a shift, and it's just like, fuck. But I was kind of learning today and stuff, and today was going good. Ironically, it was going not so bad, with the girl who was my trainer off doing her own thing. And then out of the blue, this fat guy, which is like a manager, the dad of this girl that's also new, that I was sitting behind a counter with, comes over and he's like, I'm going to have a talk with you. And of course you know that he's not going to say, you know, this is the 4th day and you're doing so well, we're going to give you a raise. I mean, he's not going to say that. So you pretty much know it's going to be something bad. I mean, since I'm a, you know, social misfit, I've been pulled aside quite a lot at my numerous jobs and talked to. I mean, I spent time and time in the office, you know, at school, being lectured because I wasn't a sheep. I wasn't baaing. I wasn't doing it loud enough. And when we'd have jump off the cliff, you know, exercises, I wasn't doing it with the other sheep. So, you know, I'm used to being talked to, and I thought I was like in shock. Because in my whole history, I gotta kind of wrap up. I can't fit this all into one video. In my whole history of jobs, I've never been pulled aside for a talk on the 4th day. That was ridiculous. But obviously, you know, this girl that was training me could sense my deteriorating attitude, because I can't fake it. I'm not going to be like, I love this. So she must have brought it to, you know, someone's attention, and at a talk, he's like, how are you liking this job? You think this job's going to work out? And I'm like, this is my 4th day. I don't know what You know, all I've been doing is training. I haven't really even done the job. How am I supposed to know what the job is? What the job is like, or if I like it when I haven't started the job? You know? So, you know, it turns out this girl is supposedly the girl who, like, designed the her particular training, 5-day training school schedule, and she's like taking it, I don't know if she's taking it all offensive that I'm not really liking it, and that's not how I learn, and she's sitting over there and fat manager's here, and I'm like, you designed this training thing? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, you know, don't take it personally, but not everyone, and I told both of these people, not everyone learns the same way. And of course, just like everything, or like the video I've said before, majority rule or whatever, then she went on to say, like, oh, well, most of the people in 5 days, based on my training thing, know it, you know. I think Fatty interrupted her, but she was starting to say that, I think. And I'm like, you know, that has no, you know, I didn't say this, but I was thinking that has no bearing on me. I mean, it doesn't, you know, if it's true or not, I don't give a fuck. It has nothing to do with the guy sitting right here. And it's like, I can't control how I learn. I can't control the way, you know, and I wish I had it on video, because I think I presented my side fairly well in that brief talk. And at that point, I was thinking of still staying, and it didn't occur to me. And then, of course, I went back to the, you know, I talked both, I spewed a bunch of shit and talked both of them into letting me continue, trying to continue, and I was like, all I could think of was the fact that on my 4th day I was pulled aside and had to talk. That's not a good sign. And I'm like 20 minutes after, I don't know if it was 15 or 20 minutes, all I could do was sit there and dwell over the fact that they did that, and the guy was talking to kind of down to me like these management people always do, and I was pretty resentful of that having happened on the 4th day. I mean, when I'm trying to learn and trying to learn as much as I can, I mean, I'm concentrating on learning, so if I'm not smiling, I mean, I'm not a fucking smiling person anyway, and fuck. Horrible day, fucking horrible. So 20 minutes later or whatever, all I could think about for the whole time after the talk was about the fucking talk, and I was getting more and more pissed, and I'm like, you know, if there's ever a sign that this place ain't gonna work, that's it. So I clocked out, and I went to the girl, my training girl, and I'm like, I'm gonna do us both a favor and resign. And I'm like, you mail the checks out? Yeah, we'll mail the check. Alright. It's been fun, I didn't say that, but fuck, such a letdown. Sorry, guys. I probably haven't felt this bad since that first video, June 14th, and it's almost exactly 8 weeks later. So I basically fit all you really needed to know into this running time, which is cool. Expect probably more videos in the coming days or something about just, not that you guys want to watch tons of videos about depression, but it wouldn't have been so bad had I just gone in there and decided to quit myself, but the fact that they were like unhappy with my performance obviously is much more of a slap in the face than just me being unhappy with the job. It's like they were unhappy with me, and it's just like, it was probably showing in my demeanor a lot more than I was aware of, how, you know, how unhappy I was the whole time I was there. Oh shit, I have to end. Alright, thank you very much for watching, guys. That's all, I guess that's all I got to say right now, and I'll obviously see you guys in my next video, so, feeling really, really horrible now, so, that's how it is, that's life. It's like a box of shit. You never know what you're gonna get. Take it easy.